Okay, so we are going live now.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just waiting for a couple of people to connect. Otherwise, we are live right now.
Okay.
And we already have some people coming in. So to all those that are joining us, before we begin, so just tell us where you're watching from. You know the drill, so we could be able to say hi to you. And so that we could be able to get your questions in advance. And we'll be starting very shortly. So let's begin. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Forest Rangers live chat. My name is Christina Zulu, your host. And today I have Quadri Kola, one of our forwards, joining us, as well as former Zesco United Media and PR officer, the soccer chick herself, Katebe Chengo. It is so good to have you guys here with me.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be live on your chat, and it's a pleasure.
Amazing. And Kola, good evening.
Good evening, Christina. How are you? Thank you very much.
I'm great, thank you.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy to be on live chat this evening. Thank you very much.
Amazing. And are you guys getting ready?
Yeah,
I am ready.
we are ready.
We are ready.
Okay, okay, that's great. So to all those that are joining us, I can see Kauma is already online. So Kauma, watching from Kalumbila, good evening to you and everyone else that's just joining the chat right now. Just quickly type in the comment section where you're getting us from, and we will definitely be able to say hi to you and ask all the questions that you'd like us to ask. We've got Clement Kangwa. Good evening, Clement, from within Ndola. And as you keep on joining the chat, just type in the comment section and we'll say hi to you as the chat goes on. So, Katebe, we missed you.
Wow, I'm I'm in a cocoon right now, so I'm enjoying the cold in the house. So
I can see the jumper. How cold is it where you are?
well, not really cold. It's okay. I was out for a funeral earlier on, so I think it's quite favorable today.
Okay, our condolences for that.
Thanks.
And oops, Kola just disappeared. Okay, so we're waiting for Kola to join back in so we can actually just get started. But we can see Remy there. Remy Mwale watching us from Kawe. Hi, Remy. It's so good to see you. And to everyone else that's actually...
Oh, hi, Kawe. That's my hometown.
Oh, beautiful. And so there's Mike. Mike, it's good to see you. We've got Martin Wheeler. And then everyone else that's coming on. So we'll read those comments later on. Kola, we would like to see your face so we could start. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Hi, Kola.
Okay, so he's connecting his audio and then we could definitely be able to go on. Yes, there you are. So Kola, we're going to start now.
Okay.
And just wanted to find out, how are you guys getting ready for the league to resume?
I think before I say any other thing, I would like to give thanks to Almighty Allah, for we starting this league successfully.
Yeah.
We don't know that this COVID-19 is going to get a lot of this stuff. So hopefully we give thanks to God that it's almost time and we are fully ready to start. So 10 games to go. You just have to push and try to do one or two things.
So,
amazing.
Okay.
Before we get to talk about the games starting, Kola, let's get to the very beginning of where Quadri Kola started kicking the ball from that as far back as that Kola. That's where we're taking you. So tell us where that journey actually started from.
Okay. I won't say much about that, but I will try to, because if I start talking about how I started my football, we might not get finished today. So
Okay, right.
a lot of time. So I think I will just have to briefly it shortly so that we won't waste much time.
Okay.
So I think when I started my professional football, that was in
Yeah.
2009. I was playing in first division in Nigeria. We call the team is FC Ebuede in Shagam. That was my first professional league. So I play in FC Ebuede. After I played in FC Ebuede in 2 seasons, 2019 to 2011. So when I'm done there, I went to Pepsi Academy. Went to Pepsi Academy in Nagigi. So because that is my usual area, I stayed there. And one of my uncle is working in Pepsi Academy. That is football club. So I went there also to try my luck to see how things we move ahead for me. So after that, I was there in Pepsi Academy. I play a lot of games with them. Before my uncle took me to some trials, because there's some trials we have a East West in Nigeria. So he took me to some trial there. So when I went to those trial, I passed the trial. So that was the time I get the offer to travel to Turkey. So in 2011, 2013, 20, I went to Turkey to play over there. That is 2011, 2012. I went there to play. I played 1.5 seasons in Turkey in Antalya Sport. So I went there, which is first division. So when I finish playing, I go back to Nigeria to see my family. But I don't know what really happened because I've got an agent. So some of these agents that we are having, some of them they are not really straightforward. So after when I get to Nigeria, the president of the club, he called me because we normally talk. So he told me that okay, they are about to renew the contract. I don't know if my agent took money from the club. I don't know. But eventually he said to me that no, I'll be going by next month. Before I know, he said, no, we are going to Swaziland. I didn't know because Swazi and Switzerland, it's quite different. But it looks similar. Yeah, it looks similar.
Yeah.
Looks similar. So I said, I'm going there for preseason just to play so that from there I fly to Antalya. So when I get to Swazi, so even though where I'm coming from, the pitch we train, the ground that we are training, so it's even better than Swazi. So I can't train on a sofa. It's like where in Swaziland they don't have a good pitch like that. It's some of the ground is like a sofa. So I can't train really much like that. So I was telling the man that no, I can't train on this sofa because I'm still going back to my club, which I don't even know that I'm going to remain in Swaziland. So I was there. They said they wanted to register me for the first division. I said, no, I can't play because I've got a club already in Europe. So you can't just tell me to continue playing here. I said, no, I can't play. And my passport is going to expire then. So I was telling that guy that, okay, can you talk to my agent? I want to go back to Nigeria so that I will know what exactly that is going on. So he said, no, so I think eventually he called my agent and tried to tell my agent that, it's like this guy is very stubborn. He don't really wanted to play. We asked for the passport. He's refusing to release it. So I said, no, I can't release my passport because you tell me that I'm just coming here just for
preseason.
It's like a preseason, like a vacation. So how manager will now start playing in Swaziland. I said, no, it's not possible. I can't. So
Yeah.
I think they finished the league. The team went back to relegation, which is Super League. They went back to Super League. So I was talking to my agent. He was busy saying a lot of things. I'm your agent. I asked you to do something, you refuse. And I said, you don't have to talk like that. You have to tell me before I leave Nigeria so that I will know what exactly I'm going to do over there. But you are telling me something else. So how is it going to be possible? So we just said it like, so I told him that, no, my passport is about to expire. He left it just 5 months to go. And I have to renew. I have to start doing the processing. So I was telling him that, no, my passport is about to expire. So he was telling me that, no, I think since you don't want to listen to me, I will never talk to you anymore. That is when we start having a serious problem. I was even thinking maybe he's joking with me.
Yeah.
So after that, I was calling him. He's not even picking my call. He's not doing anything. And I eventually went to go and meet the guy that he left me in Swaziland. So I now talked to that guy. Okay, you know what? My passport is about to expire. Let's do like this. Can you just try to get me just a team to play just within that 5 months so that I get money, I use the money to buy ticket and go back to Nigeria. So he said he's going to do that. So unfortunately, I went to Babani Swallows. That is 2014, early 2014. That is February. I went to Babani Swallows. So the moment I get to that club, because I'm not training, I was just sitting in the house. So the moment I get to that club, so my first training with that club, the president really liked me. Moreover, the president has passed away now, which is Victor Gamete. It has passed away now. So the man was telling me that, no, this guy is a very good player. I have to be giving you money. Just take him to the house and bring him back. So he was giving me, I don't even know that he was giving that guy money. But eventually I later found out. So I don't know anything, but all I just want is that just to gather money to go back to
get a
Nigeria.
ticket.
So unfortunately, and that time, that was 2014, they're having a game with, I think they normally play some game in Swaziland, which we call Charity Truth, against Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Babani Swallows, and Real Leopards. So then, because I'm really stressed, I'm not really fine, because when your passport gets expired in someone's country, it's really
it's very stressful.
Very stressful. So I was like, how am I going to go back home? So I was calling my dad. I told him that, no, I think I have to come back home, because where I am, at least when I'm home, it's even better than Swaziland. No, he said to me, no, you can't come back. You can't do this. You can't do. I said, you are not here with me. I'm the one facing this here. So you just have to reason with me, because my dad is like, when someone left Nigeria, it will be as if maybe you are in a bigger place, you are earning a lot of money, but they don't know. But they
Black
don't
tax.
know. Yes, but they don't know what exactly you are passing through over there. So I was trying to explain. Sometimes when I'm even saying this, you will just cut me off, drop the call. So I just tell myself that, okay, I continue praying to God, and I know that God is going to do something. So unfortunately, I didn't sign for that club. So there was a coach. We call the name of the coach is Kenny Glazy. It's a South African coach. He was coaching the team, the first division, when I'm the one they asked me to come, the one they asked me to train with them in Swaziland. So it's the same coach that got a premier job in Swaziland. We call the name of the team Manzini Wanderers. It's a Premier League. It's one of the big teams in Swaziland also. So it's the same coach who was talking to the management of that team. That was a striker I found there. He's still around. So the guy was saying, no, that guy is still around. He's in Babani Swallows training. So the coach now get my contact. Said, no, please come and sign. You are not coming for trial. Just because I've trained with them for like 2-3 times. You have seen that it's like this guy has got a potential. So I think I have to try to do something for him. So he called me. I went to the city, because where capital city is where Swallows they are staying. So, and I traveled to another city to meet the coach. So unfortunately, I trained my first training there. God answered my prayer, and I give thanks to Almighty God. I signed the following day. I signed a contract, which is 1 year. So we start playing league. And I start delivering. Everyone is happy. The management, They are happy. So they bought me ticket to go, because I tell them that no, my passport is expired. Even though I had a lot of issue when I'm in Swaziland, because my passport got expired, my work permit is not valid anymore, and I can't travel without work permit. So I have to go to immigration to lie to them, because this thing I'm saying, you know, sometimes when I think about how I live my life in Swaziland, I normally give thanks to God. So I have to go to immigration to tell them that no, my passport get lost. And you know, immigration, no matter how you say your passport get lost, if your permit is still valid, they will check in the system. They have to check in the system, and they said my passport has expired since 2014.
Wow.
So I have to beg them, because I'm playing for one of the bigger club in Swaziland, which is Manzini Wanderers. So they have to help me, because they've got a police, they've got the army, water. So they have to say, no, we don't have to let this guy. We have to help this guy. So they help me. They gave me like emergency letter to go to Nigeria. That no, I've got a 1 or 2 issues. So they gave me the letter. No, and the immigration said, no, if I wanted to go, I have to make sure that I provide the ticket before they can release the letter. So unfortunately, they gave me the letter. I went back to Nigeria. After getting back to Nigeria, I go back again to Swaziland. When I go back again to Swaziland, that was the time they called me for under 20. So when I go to under 20, that is national team in Nigeria. So I was dropped then. I was dropped in under 20, because you know, I went back to Swazi again. I start playing. So a lot of people said, no, guy, you can go to South Africa to do trial. I went to South Africa to do trial, Marisbeth, Bombela United. So I trained. But then when I'm with them, when I'm training with them, they normally said, no, by window period, which is December time, you can join us. So I said, okay, there's no problem. So after that, when I go back to Swazi, and I tell myself that, no, I think I've tried my possible best. I think I have to go out to find another mess, because what I'm earning in Swaziland is very little. Although Swazi football is very good, but there is no much money in Swaziland like that. Yeah, there is no money. So that was the time I've been playing active football, whereby in and out I've been scoring, and people are saying, no. So now the first team I went to, which is Babani Swallows, and the boss is still alive. Then he hasn't passed away. He's still alive. So he called me. He said, no, we are playing Champions League, and we know with the potential you have, you can stay assist us. So, and I said, okay, it's fine. So I signed a 3-month contract before I went to Nigeria. But when I come back, the time I returned to Swaziland, my team said they will never allow me to play for Babani Swallows, because they are enemy. So, and I went to meet the bosses, and I said, I understand that you guys doesn't like each other. Yeah. Okay, what you do for me is that me, I'm a foreigner. I've got the people who I'm feeding. Please, can you just allow me to play this 3 months to show to the world that at least I can do something. I can tell people that, okay, me also I can play, not that maybe, I can do this. So they said, no, we can't release you now because you are the only top man we have, this and this and this. And I said, okay. I went there. I haven't signed any contract. My contract has, I'm done with them. So I went there, I signed the contract with them, the 3 months. So they later find out in the paper, we had this serious argument. They took me to the court, whereby the judges now tell them that, no, they should provide the contract that I signed. And I told them they can't provide the contract. They even pay damages for them delaying me, not to play for Babani Swallow. So that was the time I won the case. I played for Babani Swallow. The time we're supposed to come to Zambia, I've got the same issue then. They don't allow me to come to Zambia. So unfortunately, we draw that game in Zambia 1-1. We draw the game. So after Zesco come to Swaziland, so we lost 3-0. That was the time Lazarus Kambuli scored 3 goals. So after that, we traveled to Tunisia. We lost. We traveled to Angola. We lost 2-1, but I scored. But I think I did play very well against Esco United and some other club I've been playing. So that was the time they have interest. My agent was telling me that there was a team in Zambia that they really want you. And I said, team in Zambia, I'm comfortable in where I'm playing, and I'm really comfortable that whereby I'm starting first 11. And I said to myself that, okay, are they giving good offer? And I said, okay, no, they said they are giving good offer. And it's a part of challenge. I have to go to challenge a lot of, because there's some people they've been there before. So I have to go there to play, to prove. And I said, okay, because life is all about challenge. I have to go to challenge people. So I got the offer. I traveled down to Zambia. That was the time I joined Sesco United.
What year was that, Kola?
I think 2018. 2018. That is early end of 2018. Yeah, end of 2018. That is November.
And by then, Katebe, you had already left, eh?
I was nursing my child. Yeah, I had left.
New mom.
I had left. Well, that's an interesting and sad story that Kola went through, especially in a foreign land. Yeah. I mean, no one, for a moment, you'd feel you're a victim of human trafficking because you don't know what's happening. You almost don't have a passport in a foreign land, and you just don't know what's going on. You have no family.
I think that's the worst.
Yeah, that's the worst. So that's a sad, that's a bittersweet story. Yeah. But look at where you are now. Look at the brighter side. So it was just a stepping stone. It was just a stepping stone. And like they say, there's a silver lining behind every dark cloud. So, it's a pretty interesting story.
Now, Kola, we've heard about how you got to where you are now, but then we didn't hear about your story in Nigeria. So what is it like to be Nigerian? For all those that may not understand the accent, that's where it's coming from. He's Nigerian. So tell us about being a Nigerian, Kola. What's it like? What's your culture in Nigeria like?
I'm from Yoruba.
Okay.
I'm from Yoruba. And we've got too many population in Nigeria, so different type.
Kola, are you there? Okay, we seem to have a bit of a disturbance with the network. So as we're waiting for Kola to reconnect, let me just say hi to a couple of people. Oh, okay, we can hear you now, Kola.
He's back on.
So yeah, I'm from Yoruba. And I was born in Lagos.
What foods do you like to eat in Nigeria?
We've got a food that we usually eat in Nigeria, which is we call gari. That is my best food that I normally eat most, gari, because it's very healthy. It's healthy. So I eat gari. It's like how can I call it? Okay, it's like the shima that you guys normally eat in Zambia, but we make it like a shima, and the other way around, we soak it like with milk, peanuts. So it's really.
So is it also maize meal? Do you make it with maize meal or it's something else?
Yeah, it's made by maize. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Pretty interesting meal.
It is. We should try it out, Christina.
I know.
Ever since I've been here, I've been even trying to get it, but I can't find it. They said I can only get it in Lusaka.
Cook it, Kola. You should cook it.
Yeah, I can't find it in dollar. Yeah, they said I can only get it in Lusaka. So for me to travel because of Gari to Lusaka is going to become a problem. How can I travel because of Gari to Lusaka?
Don't
I
you
have
miss
to get
it?
someone who can bring it for. I have to call someone who will bring it for me down there. I can even pay for transport. I don't mind.
Yeah, but
that.
I think there are a lot of players in Lusaka that are your friends that you chat with, and they can get for you. There's a Nigerian restaurant in the showgrounds. So even the times you travel to Lusaka, you can have time. There's a good Nigerian restaurant in the showgrounds.
Yvette, so those are tips, Kola. When you get there, you can at least be able to get your Nigerian food. Can you hear us, Kola?
Yeah. I
Kola.
think no.
Okay. Moving on, we've got more messages here. We've got Martin Wheeler. We've got Martha. We've got Adam Zikiru, your fellow teammate who's on. We've got Stanley Piri. We've got Nyarenda Ida watching. We've got Matthews Kabamba who's joined us. Matthews, it's so good to see that you're watching. We've got Chikumbi Mwenda who's actually watching. Benson Charlie, Dennis Sikazwe, Ivan Chikwanda says, so such a touching story. Too bad Quadri had to go through that. And then we've got Brismark, who also says, wish you stayed at Zesco. You're such a humble guy. All the same, you're the very best with Forest. And then we've got Martin Nkoma, who's watching from Chipata, as well as Ali Zulu, who says, Katebe, Christina is my mother. Huh.
Okay. Hi, Christina's child.
So Chris, Katebe, so which part did you find very intriguing about his story to actually know talk about where he is now?
Well, going to a country and being misled by an agent, being told you're going for pre-season when in fact not. So it's, I think it's a story that most footballers go through. It's an untold story. Very true.
Yeah.
It's an untold story because I believe there are a lot of these fake agents. I have seen it. It's where you go to a place, you go to a country, and then suddenly there's an influx of agents at the hotel talking to players. But unfortunately, despite Kola telling us about his story, we have obviously footballers and would-be footballers watching and listening.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the other day, we'll still have somebody falling victim to these agents. I don't know what kind of tongue they have, but they really have a sweet tongue that just entices people to. But it's sad. I'm happy that he went through it and just found his pot of gold at the end, because it's quite sad. You're in a foreign country, there's no family, there's no friends. You don't know what time the police are going to strike. Because I know there was a story I read way back of a footballer who sued, like he said, he sued his former team. And they actually reported him to the police and said, this guy has no work permit. So it was just a complicated story. Yeah.
Oh no. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy he's happy and he seems to be happy. Are you happy in Zambia?
Yeah,
Let me not presume.
Let me not assume. Sorry. Zambia.
Let me not assume.
Kola, are you happy in Zambia?
No, I'm really happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy in Zambia. It's just that in life, we do a lot of. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the hardest thing you've had to learn ever since you came to Zambia, Kola?
Okay. The only thing.
Oh, Kola, your network.
Wow. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now, Kola.
Okay. So I'm saying that I think the hardest thing that I've ever had when I come to Zambia is that when I come to the country, you know, when you leave the country that you've been used before,
Used
you
to.
go to another,
Yeah.
yeah. When you go to another country, you might find it like change of environment, like change of weather. But I give thanks to God. I give thanks to God that I adapt very fast. I give thanks to God for that. I really adapt very fast.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Katebe, I can hand over to you now.
Yeah. So Kola, we've heard your journey in Swaziland. We've heard your career journey. What would you tell us about about your journey in Zambia? You've played for 2 teams, and right now you're with Forest. Did you? Obviously, it's the same environment, it's the same town. And how did you adapt? Like, how did you switch? How did you find it easy to switch from Zesco United? Obviously, you got used to the way of play, and I think you were there for a year, if I'm not mistaken. And then the following, in a short period of time, you switch to Forest. That has got a different philosophy, different style of play, and obviously different beliefs, different targets.
Katebe, can you hear
New
us?
environment. So how? Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. You froze there for a bit. You can carry on.
I was trying to chase somebody who came in the room.
No problem.
Yeah. So how did you manage to adapt from Zesco United type of play, Zesco United targets, to Forest Rangers, who are, well, I'm actually impressed. Congratulations, you're on top of the log.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All hell. We are bowing down to you guys.
Yeah. So Kola, how did you adapt?
Okay. You know, sometimes when you join a team in the first place, you know, this this thing that I wanted to say, it goes to all players, just not only me. I'm just trying to advise some of the players that we do the same job. You know, sometimes in any situation, when you find yourself being going to another country to play or leaving one team to go to another, you just have to be strong, because you know in life we face a lot of challenge in life. You know, being with Zesco in the first place, I'm really happy with the coaches that I'm working with over there, you know, because they like a player who is very serious, who is working so hard. So and I'm so happy with the player I found there also, because they have got too many talented players in Zesco United, not only in Zesco United, it's all over the world. So they've got too many talented players. When you come to a team, they will welcome you proper. And reason why they welcome you in a good way is that, you know, when you prove to them and you show to them that this is what I can do, you know, not only coach will know that, no, this guy is a very good player. You know, some of the colleagues that you play with, them also they will be telling themselves that, they'll be telling themselves, I know this guy is very good, but I think there are some things they need to adjust on his body. Maybe it's the ball control, maybe it's this, because that is the work of the coach. That is what they normally do for players. But ever since I've been in Zesco United, you know, I didn't regret. You know, I still learn a lot from them. There's some player which I can never forget in my life when I'm still in Zesco United. People like Winston Kalingo, because you know that is one of the top men in Zesco United. You know, he give a lot of word of encouragement to me, like Moapeme Elua, because that is Moapeme Elua. That is the name I give to myself.
It's Moelua.
That is Zambian name.
I know it's a Zambian name, but the reason why I call that name is because this guy is one of the senior players in Zesco United, like a life of John Chinandu, Simon Sioriaba, David Owino, Jesse Jackson. You know, they've got a caliber player like Marcel Kalunda. You know, those are the people that, you know, when you did something wrong, maybe on the pitch, they try to call you to encourage you to say, no, this is how you're supposed to do.
This is what you
It
do.
is how you're supposed to do. That is what we call like a senior player. Like so many people like them, like Kondo Amutonga. There are many. There are many. Mishek Shaila. There are really many like that. I even found the brother for John Logic Chinandu. So I found a lot of So there are so many. The Faxon Kakumbu, is it Kakumbu? I don't know, Faxon. Yeah. So there are many there. So Eddie, Edward, Edward Tembo. There are so many. They are so very good players. They encourage one after the other. They encourage everyone. But sometimes when you find yourself in something, you don't have to relent. If anything happens, you don't have to be weak in the mind. You have to be strong in case, because if it goes to another team, if you are not strong, it might affect you. During to your playing, it might affect you. So I'm just trying to encourage my fellow player that in a way that if you left any club, you go to another club, just put it in mind that the club you are going to do extraordinary, because they are expecting more from you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is it.
Well, that's awesome, and obviously it's humbling to hear you will appreciate your former clubmates. It's rare that we get people do that. So, Kola, the league stopped indefinitely. You didn't expect it to stop because there was just this COVID, and you're just told there's no football anymore. So just stay home and train from home, because at that point, I think you were not allowed to train. And then now you are told on the 18th, the league is resuming. You have a game with against Zanaco. Forest is on top. Obviously, 1 point difference in the top 4. So everyone in the top 4 is capable of winning the league.
Yes.
How ready are you? How mentally ready are you as an individual to get back to the pitch, owing to the fact that you haven't had enough time to train as a team together because of obvious reasons? So how mentally ready are you, and obviously physically?
I think first and foremost, no one know that this COVID is going to happen, and assuming that everyone know, maybe like for example, like me, if I know that this COVID is going to come fast, I could have left Swaziland a long time. I'll just go back home, but no one know. That is why they said we have to be giving thanks to God in any situation we find ourselves. We have to give thanks to God. So ever since this COVID starts, just like the way we are talking, we normally do live chat, Zoom, we train online, we do it. But as the position we are, it's a really big task for us, because we do personal training at all, because we don't know when they are going to say we are starting or not. That is why everyone is putting himself in a good shape, where situation whereby no, maybe we are starting. It's not easy to just sit for like 3 to 4 months and get the fitness just like that. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
So it takes time to time, and like now we don't even have any time to waste, and we just have to continue to be doing it gradually before we get there.
Okay, facing Zanaco, what sort of game do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be an explosive, entertaining game. I don't know what you think.
Oh my God! Remember, Kola, we were talking about us being mentally ready this morning, right?
Yeah. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but I have the belief. With the technical bench, with the coaches, the board members, just most especially the players. No matter how coach tell player that no, this is what I want you to do. This just goes to the player. It's just like a mentality. It's mentality of player. When a player said he wanted to do this, he have to achieve his aim. So I think everything is impossible, and God is there for us. We'll try. We'll try our possible best. We'll play. 18 is just behind the door. It's just 18 is just behind the door. So we'll play.
It's knocking.
We are trying.
Actually.
It's knocking at the door. So we are trying bit by bit, and I know everything will go well. I know it's not going to be easy game, but we'll do our best.
Yeah. You know, you're talking about the Zanaco game being very interesting. Kola, who's like the most competitive? Which is the most competitive team you've ever played with? Ever since Zambia. You joined? Yes, ever since you got to Zambia or you joined the Zambian Premier League.
I think
I can't wait to hear this.
The team that I've played, okay. Likewise, all the teams in Zambia are quite good because you can't underrate any team.
Yeah.
You can't underrate. Even though the Super League, the First Division, the Premier, PSL, you can't underrate anything.
But which is the one? We want to know the one.
Well, when you played that game, you even said, okay, today.
Like when you not
really.
You even said, okay, today I went for work. Like I worked.
Yes.
I think the game that I play, which I even tell myself that I think this is one of my best games that I've ever played. I think if I'm not mistaken, is the game that I play against. It's two.
Okay.
I play one in Zesco. I play one in Forest. But I think the first one I think is Nakambala.
The usual Zanaco?
No, no. I'm talking about Forest. It's Nakambala. Yeah, so, the game I play against Nakambala. That game is not an easy game.
Away, right?
Away, it's not an easy game. And the game that I play in Zesco, which I even tell myself that no, today I can't. I'm not going to sleep proper. I think I have to sleep, take a tequila before I sleep because all my body is just painful. I think it's against Zesco and Incana, which I can't even forget. We play at night, which is 18 hours. I think it's Champions League.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
It's very, very critical game. Very critical game because it's like the two teams, they are rival. So and Champions League is not it's quite different from the league.
Yeah.
So and it's very, very serious. But at least we won the game.
So Kola, you spoke about Nakambala. I think in my football journey, the time I was with Zesco United, going to Nakambala, if I'm not mistaken, in the 4 or 5 years I was there, we only won 2 or 3 times. And I think everyone was complaining about the pitch and the size of the ground.
Okay. Number one is that, you see, the pitch, I don't know, maybe Manawasi is big. I don't know any stadium that is big. Like the way Nakambala look like, it's very big. Even though when they make it small, it's still big. But there's nothing we can do. We have to play. That is the job. Even though if they can make the pitch to become big from Ndola to Lusaka, we just have to play. It's just all about 90 minutes. We just have to play. Is either because in 3 things in football, is either you win or you draw or you lose.
True.
So okay, so you have an interesting football story, and I think, well, we haven't spoken, but these few minutes that I've spoken to you, I think you are a determined person. You know what you want, and obviously Forest has targets, Zesco has targets, Mbabane Swallows has targets. Each team that you've played for, going there, they'll tell you, Kola, these are the targets that we have as a team.
Yes.
But as an individual, what targets do you have? When you sit down and pray to God and say, God, I want to achieve A, B, C, D in my football career, would you want to share what your targets are? And obviously, speaking of targets, in the remaining games that you have with Forest Rangers, obviously the target will be to win the league or to finish in the top 4 to play in CAF Champions League. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to be remembered for in your career? What are your targets? What are your aspirations as,
Quadri Kola.
Thank you for asking me this question. Sometimes the way I am, I'm a Muslim and I'm a winner. I've never lost before. I'm a winner. I normally say to God that in any situation I found myself, I just want to become a winner. No matter how tough it is, I just want to become a winner. When I'm in Babani Swallows, I face a lot of things. We play charity shoot. We won. I took a cup from there. I even have my medal. I even took man of the match. When I joined Zesco United, I give thanks to God also. 2018-2019, we won the APSA Cup, we won the league. That is a big, and I don't know how happy I am. It's like God just wants me to be achieving a lot of things. When I'm in Zesco, I got a lot of things. Man of the match, I did very well. It's not by my power, it's by God. And for me being in Forest today, I give thanks to Almighty Allah that I didn't regret of coming to Forest Rangers, because I always tell my God that I want to be in number 1. I want to get any club that I will try to play. I will make sure that they get something, not by my power, it's by God's grace.
Well,
now
that's interesting.
Just a quick one, Katebe, to everyone that's actually listening to us online and you've actually got a question for Quadri Kola, kindly type it in the comment section very quickly, because we're running out of time. Our time is almost coming to an end. I know we'd love to continue chatting with Kola, but our time is running out. So just quickly type those questions in the comment section, and Katebe, you can take the last question, then I could read a couple of comments and then we could close from there.
Okay, Kola, it's in the Zambian league. In the Zambian league, I won't even lie to you. Forest Rangers is one of those teams that are rated as underdogs. No one ever saw Forest being on top of the log. Ever since I knew. Wow, I know you have the bragging rights, my guy. Please do.
No idea.
So no one thought Forest would be here trailing teams like Zanaco, Buildcon, Nkana, Power Dynamos, Zesco, like this, the upper, the creme de la creme, So, and then suddenly there's this team like it raffles through the forest and then comes out and said, okay, we are here, we are on top. And everyone, even now, I still believe people are in denial, like people just can't believe like what's going on here. So how do you feel? How do you feel moving from a team that everyone rates to be the creme de la creme and going to Forest Rangers that everyone just says, okay, these are just bridesmaids. They'll just escort the champions. And then, well, they're the bridesmaids. They are the bride now. Like everyone is there. Like Forest, everyone wants to beat Forest so that Forest comes down. So how does that make you feel?
I think the first comment I'm going to lay down now, it's when you have a good coach, when you have a good technical bench, when you have a player who listens to coach, no matter anything you tell them, they will do. I'm not saying because I joined Forest, I'm saying this. When I'm still in Zesco, we don't usually underrate any team, you see. But the day we are having a game with Forest, I don't even know the team. I haven't played with them before, because I think the last league games we play is, I think 2018, when they divided the team into 2. You still remember? They say 10 this side,
the 10 transitional league.
We didn't play against Forest Rangers. So I normally hear about Forest. They say no, they normally gives us a problem. But when we play a game together, even I was even looking at the bench that this team they've got like, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2 or 3 bench. Then we were playing at Manawasi. So I said, I think we just have to get this 3 points today. And sometimes those guys, they are very young. In Zesco, we've got a lot of caliber of player, a mature player who know where to put the right passes and the long passes. We've got them in Zesco. So, and the way we started the game, I can't even believe that, the Forest Rangers player can match up to our standard, because the way that I don't know, maybe it's the mentality of the coach, the way the coach told them, and because of the name that they are playing with Zesco United. So I think sometimes it boosts them a lot that no, you just want to get it.
They need to bring their A game,
Yes, and the way they played that day, I will never lie, they did very well. We try our possible best to make sure that we get that 3 point, because we always make sure we get. And people, that's why they said in life, you don't have to underrate. There is no small team. Everyone is big team. It's just that people they've been playing champions like Zesco United. We know Zesco United is one of the big teams in Zambia, but you find another team in a good position. It's not being for them to be in that position. It's not about it's by their handwork. I'm not saying because I'm in Forest Rangers I'm saying this. I think their work extraordinary for them to get there. So because the game they play against us when I'm still in Zesco United, the game was it's one of the fantastic. It's very fantastic because no one.
Oh, it's competitive. Yes.
No one can believe that Forest can beat Zesco United.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it either.
Two red card down. Two red card down, and we still lost the game. And it is the way of God. If God said you are winning, you are going to win. If God said you will just try to be there and you are not going to be there, you can't. You just accept that no, this is what God said. So everything just rely on God. So even though if we start today, we start playing. If God said you are getting this 3 point, we have. If God said no matter how the two teams is going to play, if it is draw, it's going to be draw.
Yeah.
So we've got some.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, we've got some pretty interesting questions here, Kola, as we're running out of time. The one question that everyone wants to know. This is from Jerome Makungu. Sorry, that's Jerome Makungu, who says, "What made you leave Zesco United?"
That is not to make me to leave Zesco United. I think we had a meeting, but they didn't. We had a term, but they didn't meet up with the term. So I think, I just have to leave because we sit down, as like a boss to like a father to son. Let's do it. So we didn't agree on the terms. I think that is what made me to leave Zesco. Not about maybe we are fighting. We are not fighting. We are brothers. We are family. They're like my father. So we even meet in the street. We greet each other. Those players. So we don't have any right. Even though with the management, I don't have any right to anyone. We just don't.
So it was mutual. It was mutual. It was mutual agreement.
It's just like that. Yeah.
So we've got another one from Dennis Sikazo, which says, sometimes there are situations where you think the technical bench is unfair to you. How do you handle such situations as a player? I think that's a very good question.
Yeah.
Chris, sometimes when they call someone when they call someone boss, whatever the boss said, no, this is what I want. You have to stick to what the boss wants because you are getting paid from the boss. You see, I think I have to answer that question. So you just have to stick to what the boss is saying to you, just like this job that we are doing, like this football thing. So if they said, no, this is what I want, you just have to stay there. This is what they ask you to do. If they said, no, Quadri, today you are playing number 2, I have to go to number 2 to go and play because I've been paid by the team. So I just have to do my job.
Amazing. And another one says, Kola, are you married? People like this question, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm married. I'm married.
Okay, amazing. And then the other ones are just comments. I think you want to hear these callers. So we've got one which says, I wanted to read it. It says, just give me a moment. It says Quadri Kola, best player in the league. That's from Mambo Lloyd. And then we've got Timothy who said he's watching from Kalushi. I'm a Zesco fan and I really miss Kola and Zikiru. So he says, and then we've got Mwansa here who says, interesting guy, lots of lessons from his story. And then
Yeah,
Mwansa carries on to say, yeah, very true. And then Mwansa carries on to say, I'm officially his fan. So you've gained a fan through this chat, Kola. Just because someone has gotten to know you, now they feel that that you're their player now. So, and then we've got Eri here who says, Kola, my player, and several others that are coming on. But unfortunately, we've already gone way past our time. So, Katebe, any last remarks before we end the chat?
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting chat, and thank you, Christina, for inviting me, for the invite, and I'm actually happy that I've gotten to meet Kola, because I remember I had left Zesco when he came, and there was this whole hype about him. I watched a few games of his, and I think, well, he's a good player, like everyone has said. And talking to him, you'd really understand that he's a quite disciplined person and he knows what he wants. So Kola, I would like to wish you all the best in your career, not just at Forest Strangers. I would like to sit here and watch a La Liga game, an EPL game, a Serie A game, and say, oh yeah, I remember this guy.
Yeah,
so
true.
I wish you all the best and continue working hard.
Thank you very much, and I'm so glad to hear from you today. Sometimes I just want to comment on one or two things with my fellow players. In any situation we find ourselves, we just have to accept that that is the will from God. If God is taking you to the bigger picture, don't say, why did God did this to me? You don't have to say that, because God knows the reason why he did that. So to my fellow player, if you found yourself in any situation, don't criticize. Don't say, why me this time around? Just stick to your God. Continue praying hard. Because the God that said this to you today, maybe you might find yourself in a bigger picture tomorrow. No one knows. So we just have to stick to that word, and we just have to know exactly what you are doing, because this job that we are doing, this football job, it's quite a short period job, because once we start playing football, we don't have something coming in anymore. We are going to have a problem. So I'm just advising my fellow player that the moment we are still active, we are playing, whatever anything is coming into our pocket or maybe account, we just have to maintain to know how we spend our money. Because once we stop playing football, without maybe no any coming in, maybe like any money is coming, when we stop playing football, it's going to be difficult, because there are some people there, they are just waiting for people to be having a downfall to meet them tomorrow. I want this. They will say, when you have the money, how did you do with your money? So I'm advising my fellow player, we should just know what exactly we are doing. So that is what I just have for my fellow player.
Thanks, Kola. Now, I think there's something that you don't know, Katebe, that Kola did before the close of COVID. And Kauma Mwansa here just says, Kola, I liked the way he was trying to, I like what you did for Taonga. So there was one time when Kola played a match and he was named man of the match. And then when he was named man of the match, he said, look, I don't think I did this on my own. There was another player who he felt worked extra hard as well. So he actually gave, every time you win man of the match, you're given like the Go TV set.
Yeah.
He actually went to the dressing room and said, "No, coach, I appreciate this, but I feel Taonga deserved it more." And he handed it over to Taonga. Can you imagine that?
That's a
Christy,
person with a big heart. That's a person
Christy,
with a big heart right there.
Christy, I think in that area, why I did that to Taonga is because it's not only Taonga. If maybe the gift it's really many, it's quite many, I can give to the rest of it, because it's not everyone, because the rest of the player, not only Taonga, because we did this job as a unity, as a team cohesion. So but it is possible because it's playing in front of the goalkeeper. So for the opponent not to penetrate to our post, it did very well, 100%. That is why I see the effort, and I said, no, let me just comment to this guy so that he can step up his game. He can try to step up his game so that it has a good and bright future.
Amazing. And then Evans Chivale here says, excellent advice, Kola. And lady and gentlemen, we have to close our chat here. And before we close, I would actually like to thank our sponsors, which is the FICO PLC, because without them, we couldn't have been able to have this chat today, as well as the Forest Rangers technical bench, Exco, as well as all the players and our media team that is behind this. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. And from us here, it's good evening and God bless you.
God bless
Good
you. Thank you very
night.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.